Hello, hello, everybody. I am back. Oh my goodness. How long has it been? I don't even know. Okay, you can see I haven't changed my setup at all. I am still working off of one camera. One of these days I'll test again and see if two cameras will work, but not messing with it. It took me forever to just set this up. I forget. I forget how to do it. That's alright. So I've got some Rambouillet to spin today, and it is a big 8-ounce braid. What you see is just part of it here. Let me get it all on my lap. It's called Emily's Green. Very appropriate. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. It is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So I have this lovely green Rambouillet, and I thought, what a better day to start it. It will be around for a number of streams, I think, because 8 ounces is a massive amount. I have another fiber, and I forget what it is. I believe it might be Rambouillet, though. I have another one that I actually want to apply this with. So my intention is to make this all a single. We'll see how that goes. There we go. This fiber is from Interlacements, as you can see underneath my picture there. I put a little title, and I have no idea when I got it or where I got it. Let me think. I'm sure I bought it at a fiber fair and not online. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure which fiber fair, and I believe it's been a couple years ago. I did have it in Ravelry. I don't know if I actually put in there when I purchased it, though. There is this interesting band, right? I'm not exactly sure how they had their fiber folded or dyed their fiber to get that banding. Makes me think of a snake, doesn't it? It looks like a banding on a snake. Very soft, as Rambouillet should be. Probably going to be like merino and spin up thicker than I want. Puff up a little bit. I suspect the green will run when I wash the yarn eventually. Green often does. Especially the blue part of green will come running out. The blue by itself, kind of annoying. Make it more of a yellow-green. It should be alright. Of course, all I'm doing is pulling this into segments. Okay, if you can't tell from my voice, I have a cold. This is why I haven't streamed for a little while. Besides being on vacation, this cold it's very persistent. It just will not go away. Driving me crazy. I have finally started getting some of my willingness to do some work and stuff. It, I don't know, it just didn't, had no incentive to do anything. I didn't feel like doing anything. Alright. I hadn't set my wheel yet here either. Alright, let me draft some of this. Yeah, so I spent most of this week reading, which is something, but it's what I do when I'm doing nothing. And we're having beautiful spring weather. It's going to be cold again and possibly snow. So we're doing this back and forth that we do in the springtime. Another reason people get sick. Don't know how to dress. And I am blowing my nose all the time. It is, nothing will dry me up. So, that's another reason I don't have a camera on me. Not the best circumstances to be streaming in, but it is what it is. Alright, I need to save some of this fiber. I just put a whole bunch away today in my storage box from other samples. Put it with the label. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've spun. Whenever I was last streaming. It's the last I spun. This has got too much pull in. How can I lessen that? Boy, really pulled in. I didn't think I had that tape. I don't. It's as loose as I can go. Okay, I know what it is. I need to move my bands. Yep. I need to move my bands. This one needs to be here, and this one needs to be here. Alright. Oh yes, much better. Now it doesn't pull in at all. I forgot, I had it set for flying. No, come on, hold on. Alright, we're almost there. Hello, Kay, and hello, Knots. You're at a birthday party for your niece. Well, happy birthday. I hope she has a wonderful party. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I appreciate it. You know, it's been forever since I've been on, so I really am glad you'll come back. And welcome, Kay. It's good to see you. If you're sticking around, heads up, I got an ad started in 4 minutes, and then we won't have any breaks, ad breaks for an hour. So, get those out of the way. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Spinning this lovely green from Interlacements. It is a Rambouillet. You might have to put the brick in front of that, Ted. Yeah, up against the door. Oops, I just outed hubby. Colin by name. You didn't hear that, did you? Nobody heard that. So it's my intention, I believe, to put this entire 8 ounces on this one bobbin, if it'll fit, as a single, and then apply it with a different color than I have 8 ounces of. Should make a very lot of yarn. Nice big couple hanks of yarn. Trying to decide whether I need to draft each one of these or not. I drafted this one, I'm going to try the next one without drafting and see how it goes. Sometimes Reno and all that does better not pre-drafting. Because it likes to pull out of larger, thicker bunching of fiber. It likes to draft out of more than less. If there's less, it tends to split at the staple length. And you tend to get thick and thin. So this does just fine not drafting. I'm gonna knitter. Hello. I am battling a cold. I have a cold, but other than that, it was a long time since I've streamed because we were traveling. We went on a cruise, vacation, spent a little time at my mom's house, and then I came home, got a cold, so I took a week break to try and get over that before I streamed again. So yeah, it's been about 3 weeks. So nice to see you all. You are working on, what is that? A Wimpod. That is devious looking. That is a devious looking critter. You are working on winding balls of handspun. Awesome. Don't they feel wonderful? I think handspun just has this nice, bouncy, organic feel to it a lot of times. Depending on what the fiber is, I guess. That's usually a wool. So, I just like haven't spun forever. It did not take anything. I need to talk about Sock Madness. I really just, it didn't work for me this year at all. I started the sock and I took it with me on a trip, but I just was not enjoying that pattern. And since it was a little bit of a problem to get internet connectivity consistent, and I was not real sure about making submission of the sock, which would have been the Friday we were on the cruise, would have been the deadline. So I just stopped. I didn't even do it. Now I have to decide whether to continue or just frog it and go onward from there. I peeked in on the group yesterday, saw they were on like maybe round 2 or 3, I don't know, but I'm happy with the decision I made. Okay, I'm gonna quit talking for a little bit. You all are in an ad. Welcome back. I know you were all in ad land there. Thank you for watching that. I'm making my notes here for today's stream. Since I'm starting a new bobbin, this is called Emily's Green. Very appropriate for St. Patty's Day. Okay, I was chatting away and then I looked up and I saw that you all had gone to the ad. So I was talking about when we traveled, the one thing we did, when we went, it interfered with Sock Madness. I did start the Sock Madness sock and I took it with me and I worked on it a couple times, but it was just not progressing fast. I really, I guess, wasn't knitting enough on it. You know, I would knit more if I had been home, but there was things to do, and so I didn't knit as much. And I just, okay, never mind. Don't need to worry about it this year. So I am not doing anything with that. And I peeked in on the Groupon Ravelry and checked that, what was going on, and I saw they were on, like, I don't know, sock round 2 or 3 or something like that. They haven't progressed as far as I thought they would have, but I just really couldn't connect with that sock that was the qualifier this year. Usually I don't have that much trouble, especially after I get through the first one. I wasn't even making much progress getting through the first one. So now I have to decide. I do have one started. It's not that far along. I think I will probably frog it. I I have three cats. Um, I have three cats. Two live outside. If they were true farm cats, they'd be barn cats, but they're not true farm cats. They live on my porch and love are very social, right? Love being around us. The third cat is the inside cat, and he doesn't go out. That's Newman, the black and white one. And Newman, of course, is the one that's real attached to me. And he has been on my lap ever since I got back. He does. He just doesn't like it when we travel. But he doesn't pout while we're gone. I mean, I can tell that he eats and everything, and so it's not like he gets despondent when we leave. But it gets a little clingy. The other cats are always, oh, you're out here. I'll get on your lap. One cat is the gray one. That's Twitch. Um, the yellow cat, her brother, is a unneutered male. He's a little more standoffish. It's like, oh, you may scratch my head behind my ears. That's okay, but nothing else, right? I'm not sitting on your lap. When are we having supper? That's Ghost. He's the yellow cat, and I've named him Ghost. So they're kind of independent, right? We come and go in their lives, but yeah, Newman misses us. My daughter comes out every 2 or 3 days and feeds everybody canned food, puts out a lot of dry food and water, and then she goes out and talks to Twitch because Twitch lived with her for a little bit, so Twitch kind of remembers her, but she would give Newman lap time, but he refuses. He is a hubby and me cat only. Cats can really express their displeasure, can't they? So there is so much green energy outside right now. Spring is just in full bloom, and there is just, I have maybe talked about this before, but I am very sensitive to the energies coming out of the earth, and this time of year, it is strong, and it makes me want to grow everything, wash everything, make everything. I don't have the energy to do it. It just gives me the mindset of, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And we haven't mowed yet this year, so the grass is not tall, it is thick. I mean, it's just verdant, as they say. It is such a spring. We got one more weekend, I think, of weather that possibly could bring snow. So I have not done anything in the garden except go out and clean, you know, some last year's weeds and growth and stuff like that. I've been working on that a little bit. Can't really see my top. I have a green sweatshirt on in honor of St. Patrick's Day. This is a delight to spin. I am still sort of getting little areas that are slightly thicker. I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping a nice consistent single with it, but it is such a nice fiber. I would assume its top. Yeah, fiber companies, they're not really marking that anymore. Yeah, they don't mark it as top. Maybe, that way they can use the same label and not have to worry. It used to be a thing where, when I was vending, I know people wanted to know if it was top or roving, but I don't think people care as much anymore. Besides, even if it's top or roving, obviously the difference is whether it's, can't think of the words, okay, I had drawn a blank at the moment, but, it's style, worsted or woolen, okay, worsted being top and woolen being roving, but even that, you have roving, you can pull it and spin it worsted. They have to call it semi-worsted because it supposedly isn't as straight as top, straight aligned as top is, but I think that's what it is people, they sort of have one way they spin and it doesn't end up being, people are intentionally spinning woolen or worsted anymore. They just spin one way. Well, that's a cutie. It's a ruby. Yeah, there's a clump of fibers. A nep. Haven't hit too many of those. I'm ready for warm weather. It was so wonderful on the cruise. It was wonderful down at my mom's in Florida. And we have had some really lovely 60 plus degree days with sunshine here, but it's not the same. It's still very chilly with the ground and being cold and everything. Alright, I am going to get rid of this clump. And there's a little bit of sparkle in there. I don't know where that came from. Probably there. However it was processed. Sparkle would have been pretty in this. I like sparkle when the fiber is all one color, not multicolored. So I've been talking with hubby, trying to decide whether to go up to Greencastle, Indiana for the Fiber Festival in a couple weeks in April. It's just a little bit too far to drive and go and drive back. And my birthday is May 1st, and we're talking about going to Covington, Kentucky, which is across from Cincinnati, for that, and spend the night. And there is a yard store there. Ironically, that's what I did last year on my birthday, because they had just opened. And the reason I remember is because there were other people shopping, and somebody said, "Oh, well, I'm here because today's my birthday." And it was my actual birthday, May 1st. And, so I went over and I said, "Well, so is mine." And then there was another person that said, "Well, it's my birthday too." There were 3 of us there. All with the intention of buying yarn because it was our birthday. I thought that was so cool. Anyway, we're talking about doing that again this year. So if we stay there, I don't want to be staying somewhere else a week or 2 before that for Greencastle. I don't need anything. I shouldn't be buying. I'm not looking for a specific tool or anything. I like to go. I like to look at everything, and yeah, I like to buy stuff. So, I don't know. I talked to my one friend, and she feels the same way. She says it's just, it's just a little bit too far to go for drive up and drive back. That's where I used to been, so I have a soft spot in my heart for it. And it has had a rough 5 years, this last 5 years, because they just keep finding, people say they'll do it and then they don't want to do it the next year, right? I guess they find out how much work it is. And there was one year when the people who had done it for a long, long time said, "We're not doing this next year," and somebody else took it over, and it just almost didn't occur. At the last minute they posted online, and if I hadn't gone to look, I wouldn't have known it, but they posted that they would be open, and it was like half the size that it usually is, but it went on from there and has grown significantly. My daughter's already said that she can't go. I'm looking for another driver since hubby can't drive, so I wouldn't have to drive both ways. Okay, gonna take a break here for a minute. I'm not. Oh, excuse me, I had to yawn. I am not in. Conditioned here. You know, I've lost my spinning conditioning. Need a drink of water. Oh man, I have been pushing so much water. Hasn't helped. It hasn't helped. I will say the light does not show up like I was afraid it would. It is just kind of blending in. I can see what it's doing is adding just a little bit of a you know, very light, then darker kind of tone there to it, but it's all blending into a little green, blue-green. They come up with new Pokemon. It just seems like all these have been things I haven't seen before. I know I don't have them. I'm just not. I'm too lazy to try and catch them. No, that didn't work. Okay. All ended this in one place. All the staple legs came together. So I just tried to draft it. Hello, Veggie, welcome. Echoey? Okay. Is it because I have a cold sound? It's sounding like I have a cold? Or are you really getting an echo? I was kind of not talking real loud either. I don't have a lot of voice right now. I'll have to take a listen to the stream after I'm done here. This is a new headset, but I mean, it's straight plugged in. Do I have two mics being used? Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't, unless this camera one has a mic. It's not supposed to. Let me take a look at my mics here. I am using Streamlabs, so you get. Oh, desktop audio. Wait a minute. Okay, desktop audio, mic, desktop audio 2. Maybe I can turn this one off. Okay, now I have a desktop audio and a mic. I turned off. I have an audio input capture that's playing. And I can mute the one that I have listed. I think it's the camera from the spinning wheel. So I've muted a few now. Let me see if that's any better. Or worse. I could have made it worse. I don't know. Maybe now you can't hear me at all. That's a possibility. But you can't hear me if I'm not talking. So how you been, Veggie? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Lots of people are stopping by. Still about to say, but I can still hear you. Okay. I didn't mute anything. Still about to say. The desktop audio is where the music's coming from. And let me try some here. Nope. That wasn't what I wanted. Okay. Let me try properties. Here we go. All right. I really don't know what any of this means. Audio input capture. Okay, I muted one other thing. Tell me if that made any difference. Been spinning samples for a large project. Ooh. What's the large project? Like a sweater, you mean, or? Do you have Oh, you have like the data list, don't you? That's you can do lots on that. I'm quiet. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I know why. I took the. Yeah, I did. I made the mic quieter. Also, besides. Muting something. Oh, good. Okay. Um, yeah, what's your big project for? I can't ever say that. It's been a long, long time since I've spun for a specific project. I mean, I have done like the passport and all the breed studies. Those were specific projects. But after I stopped that, I had these great big 8-ounce things to spin up, and I don't really have specific projects in mind. That's like this that I'm spinning right here is 8 ounces. I just want a lot of yarn. Then I'll decide what I'll make with it. You got 7 ounces, no project in mind, but you want to spin it all the same. Okay. Yeah, this is 8 ounces, and I have another braid that is multicolored 8 ounces that I think this is going to be really nice with, so I'm going to apply them. So, I'm looking at spinning a pound before I get any yarn. I ought to go back to spinning every day. I have not been doing that. Yeah, you stole an ounce for samples. Well, just unspin it. It's nice to be back at the spinning mill. I have missed it. I'm having trouble with this going thick and thin on me. I'll put some more here. Yeah, if I talk a lot, I definitely am better. If I talk a lot, I start coughing. Last week, I would not have even have been able to do what I'm doing today. Hate being sick. I don't think there's anybody that likes being sick, but I am not a good patient. I am not a patient. Oh, thank you. No, I didn't bring my phone in. I can't. Discord doesn't work on my desktop. I'll have to wait. I will check it out. I didn't bring my phone or my iPad in today. I've been doing that lately because people, yeah, just this kind of situation. But I forgot. I'm out of habit. It's been a long time since I've streamed, and I'm kind of out of the mindset you need. I don't know why they quit taking care of desktops. I guess because there's so many different kinds of non-Apple softwares is focused on Apple. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know. So when I was on the cruise, I was the first day at sea. They put out their little newsletter, and they have a daily news thing, what's going on for the day, and it had in there 8:30 in the morning, knitters get together. I was all excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it's in the newsletter, and I was like, man, they must be all together with all this. And I got there and went to the place where they said, and there was one other girl. She was crocheting, which was fine, but nobody else joined us. And I was like, well, maybe another day or two. And a lot of people stopped by while we're sitting, because we were in a pretty um, public place that was where people walk through a lot. And it was a lounge, but, with lots of chairs and everything. But it was kind of like a really good pass-through to get from one part to another part of the boat. So a lot of people went by, they stopped, ladies stopped and talked and said, oh, what you making? And they said, I should have brought my knitting, I didn't bring anything, and just all sorts of comments about it. So we stayed for till about 10 o'clock, about an hour and a half. And she said, I'm going to go meet my family. We're going to go get something to eat. I said, that's fine, see you whenever. Figuring I'd see her tomorrow. So I went there the next day. No knitters at all. And I sat there for about an hour and I was working on my Sock Madness sock, which I finally gave up on while I was on the cruise. But anyway, I was working on that, and then I went, found my hubby, and we went to eat. And I thought, well, maybe the next day. Next day, the newsletter came out, and they had moved the location, and it was not in a very public place. It was another lounge, but it was like on the fifth deck, and not where people go routinely, kind of thing. And I went, and nobody was there, and I sat there for an hour, and it was just kind of getting a little creepy, because I was like, where there was nobody, and occasionally I'd see some of the deckhands, or people that work, the cleaners mostly, and they're always polishing something on a ship, I'll tell you. Anyway, I went after an hour. I don't know if I even stayed an hour, and found my husband, and I said, you know what? I said, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. Well, it just, I guess, is they put it in their thing routinely, because evidently there are cruises that do have a lot of people who knit or crochet and get together or whatever. I have actually been on one where we had a nice, decent-sized group, but this, I guess they just put that in there routinely, seeing if anybody wants to get going, and then they move it right out of the main path, and then nobody knows where it's at unless they read the thing, and so that was kind of a bust. But I was okay, because I'm not going to sit and do it all by myself, for sure. That was just kind of weird. And they do, when you're in port, they don't do very much on the ship, right? They don't have their little activities planned and that sort of thing. But when you're at sea, they have something going on all the time. Usually in the main, what they call atrium, which is a great big open area that they put lots of chairs in, and has a stage and that sort of thing. Every ship has it. And, okay, I think you need to pull in a little more here. There we go. So, there was one day I'm sitting there having my breakfast with hubby, and I'm making a list. He says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm making a list of where I want to be when." So much going on. I went to Two Teas. That was a lot of fun. Now, we were on a different cruise line than we've gone on. We usually go on Norwegian, and we went on Princess for this one. And Princess used to have tea time every afternoon on their cruises. They have cut back, and they only do it twice, which is sea days, when you're out on sea and there's nothing else to do. They won't do the tea time if you're in port. Kind of makes sense, but I've only been to one other tea on a cruise. So the fact that they were having it, they used to have it every day, is pretty amazing to me. Anyway, I went to Two Teas, and that was lots of fun. Wonderful tea. I mean, they was really good tea. Little crustless sandwiches, and lots of little desserts, and they sat us 8 to a table. And believe it or not, we had 2 gentlemen. Hubby wouldn't go with me. He thought this was like, a woman thing, but the husband and wives were going together, and you talk to different people, right? And every time you go, it's a different group. So there were 2 different times I got to talk to people. It was really, really fun, and it lasted 45 minutes. I mean, you could almost look at the clock, and they were coming around, picking up and cleaning up, getting ready for dinner. Uh-oh. Oh, I've got to set the bot. Can you? I don't know if the Pokemon thing you can see that or not. Please enter mod Pokemon Community Game before March 30th. Once done, the bot will automatically update to latest version within an hour, and you won't receive this reminder again. Huh. Okay. I don't know if I can make a change while I'm streaming or not. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks like I got him on it. Let's see if I can just copy paste here. All right. Okay, Veggie, you may have to tell me where I add a mod. Oh, wait, is it? I can type it in the chat? Oh, okay. Do I have to have the @ ? I'll try that. You don't know? Okay. I forget where my mods are. No spaces. Oh, okay. What I don't know is whether it looked like whether I needed the. Let me go back up here and see what it says. They put the slash on there, so I would assume that it's needed. It should show under viewers. Moderator right now is only stream stickers. So it didn't work. Huh. Alright. It's in the viewer list. You can mod that way as well. Oh, maybe that's the way I remember doing it. Because I didn't see that work. Let me try the viewer list. Oh, that's right. I can click on this. Huh. No. Well, can't get rid of this now. Sorry, you're in ads now. this out. All right. Yeah, I know they do not pre-warn me on the second batch of ads. I still have not found this mod. I can't find it on there. It's in the viewer list. That's the viewer list. Well, no, that's user and chat. Where's viewer list? Same thing. Okay. Okay, I went ahead and brought up the dashboard. Let's see if... Nope. That's basically subscribers. I sure don't see where you can do it. Everything is... Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. If you click their name, there'll be an icon with a person with an arrow next to them under all the purple buttons. Okay. I see the purple buttons. I mean, it says follow, whisper, gift a sub, invite. And then I have two buttons, ban them or time them out. And then I have messages, timeouts, bans, and moderator comments. Huh, he's right. I kind of don't have the same thing. I wonder if it's a setting that I have that I can't. No, don't log out. No, it's not a log out. I want settings. Okay. Okay, you can't change stream settings while you're live. No, it's none of those settings. It has to be chat settings, not stream settings. Yeah, I'm Streamlabs. I'm on Streamlabs desktop. You're looking at Twitch. That's what it is. Okay. I don't stream on Twitch. I stream on Streamlabs. So it's a Streamlab thing. Okay. I can bring Twitch up. Well, I only have Twitch Studio. Twitch, you know what? Maybe this is another thing I have to do on my phone or iPad instead of the desktop. Okay. I'll just make a note here. Yeah, I think I'll do it on the. Yeah, I think I'll do it on my Apple or iPad. All right. I don't know if I'll get all this spun now. See how it goes. That was a nice break, though. Thank you, Veggie. I appreciate your help. But hubby goes on a tirade a lot about how things cannot stay the way they are, especially dealing with the internet and phones and all sorts of things like that. We're victims of our age here. was setting up to spin on this Aura, I knew I had this plastic bobbin that's on here and another plastic bobbin, but I also have the two original wood bobbins that came with this spinning wheel, and I looked everywhere for those. I was pretty sure they had singles on them, that I knew I didn't want to spin on them, but it was really bugging me because I usually just have no trouble keeping track of those. They're big bobbins, right? And I looked on my spinning table, I looked all over this room, I looked all through the fiber baskets, I looked everywhere, and I sat down here at the spinning wheel and looked right over there to a little not hutch thing part of my desk here, and there they were, right there by where the spinning wheel is. Right, I had to sit down here by the spinning wheel to see them. I was like, oh, there they are, and I was right. They're single on them. I gotta ply them, and I decided I was gonna ply on the Roberta. It will make smaller skeins, but that frees up the Aura for today's spinning this big clump of fiber, right? So I'll just do those while I'm watching TV on my Roberta. Well, thank you for that offer. I will figure it out, maybe. Not many people play the Pokemon. I'm half okay with it going away. I do now and then get kind of get an itch to go ahead and catch them, but for the most part, kind of over it. What the heck is that? Oh, a binnacle. Okay. Looks like somebody upside down in a snowbank. Oh, excuse me. Don't make you start playing. I know nothing. Yeah, I gave up Pokemon Go pretty much. After hubby had his stroke and I have to do all the driving, I hardly, every once in a while, if we're out eating or something like that, I might try on my phone to pick up some, but like I said, I'm kind of over it. If going to be a collector, it's not a bad thing to collect. It's not piles of books all over or, stacks of yarn and fiber. Not a bad thing to collect. Oops, that got a little thick. getting sleepy. Oh my goodness. Taking cold meds, dry my congestion up, makes me sleepy. Thirsty too. When is Easter? I don't have a calendar here. Anyway. Excuse me. I mean, I know we're an end. March 31st. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Excuse me. I don't know if I'll dye any eggs or not. My grandson's too old for... Oh, he'd love a basket full of Easter candy, but, you know, it's... I got him a bag of sour gummies. He likes those. I got my daughter a bag of orange slices. That's my Easter. Actually, there's a Russell Stover chocolate outlet. Not really outlet, it's a factory. On the way to Florida. And it's in Manchester, Tennessee. So, since we go down that way just, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, usually it's just twice a year, I always make sure I stop and I buy chocolates there. And they have a really good sale table. In other words, you're buying out of season. So, it was Christmas. It was Christmas chocolates mostly that was on sale when we went down this last time in February or early of this month. So I got my chocolate then. I bought one Valentine's heart. Must have been. It's been right at around Valentine's we went. I forget what
day we went. I think we went like on the 10th or 11th of February. Anyway, about one heart. But I didn't buy any Easter. My daughter probably wishes I did. Brought her chocolate from there before. When she came out to take care of the cats, she would text me. I didn't get anything while we were on the ship, but when we were right before we left on the cruise, she texted. She went out, came out to the house here, and everything was fine, including Newman's tail. And it took me a little bit to figure out what she was saying. What she was saying was all she saw was his tail, right? Because he won't come and talk to her. He runs and hides, so that's what she was saying. But it was like, what happened to his tail? Took me a little bit to figure it out. Need a finger break. Oh. feels good. Alright, I'm going to finish this little bit up, and then I'm going to call it a stream. Stop this one because it was so clumped. Hello, Mass Bandit. How are you? I am doing good, except I have a cold. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome back. Vacation was really nice. Had a great cruise. Had a good trip driving down to Mom's and driving back. Traffic was good. Didn't have bad weather. All the way around. Went really, really well. And was lots and lots of sunshine, which or warm weather, I should say. We have sunshine here, just not warm weather. We did not get as much time as we'd like at Mom's house. We were there like a day before. We were on the cruise, and we were there like a half a day before because we drove over to Fort Lauderdale to get on the cruise ship. So we were hardly there. It takes us 2 days to drive down there or drive home. That's part of the problem. Anyway, and we came back from the cruise and we were there like 1.5 days, and then we started home. So, hubby and I both said that in sometime towards the end of summer, we're going to go down there and just stay at Mom's. You know, not be doing anything, going away anywhere. One of the reasons we really enjoy that is there's just no responsibilities. It really is like a vacation house in the sense that it's very easy to take care of. We do grocery shop and do a little bit of cooking, but you know, we don't really make a big deal out of it. We'll go out to eat some too, and that sort of thing. So it's a nice break. It really is a nice break. I do things totally different down there. I have jigsaw puzzle. I always have a jigsaw puzzle going. I don't have one set up here at home, right? My piano is there, so I get to play piano, which I don't get to do here. Yeah, it's always. I've told hubby I'm ready to live there, but it's going to be a long time before we get untangled from this place, I think, with acreage and selling it and the huge amount of stuff we have, which would not fit anywhere in that trailer down there. So it would have to all go. So it is a vacation. We even act like old folks and play bingo. They always have bingo on Monday nights. We happen to be there on a Monday night. I won bingo. I got a bingo, and so did 4 other people. I had to split the payout had to be split. I guess there were 3 other people. It had to be split in 4s. I got a 4th of it. Yeah, all I need is wheels and the fiber. Yeah, and then you start thinking, oh, I wish I had this, and I wish I had. That's how it happens. I take knitting when I go down there. I take knitting. But be honest with you, it would be a really good place to do cross stitch. Some of the things that are smaller to pack and easier to deal with is what I tend to lean towards. There's one big difference. We don't have internet down there. The way I get internet is to use my cell phone as a hotspot. And so I will get on the internet once a day just to stay in touch and check mail and all that kind of stuff. But I am way more unplugged down there than I am up here, and so is hubby. Uh, he will use his phone, and watch videos, or watch, our dish. The Hopper, he can watch on his phone. So he'll watch TV down there. The TV, we don't even have, the only thing we have is what you can get from a ground antenna. We don't have any kind of TV cable or anything like that. So yeah, a lot of that has to do with the fact that we feel like we are unhooked and there's a word for that. I forget what it is, but anyway, unplugged. We're unplugged. I will take, as far as spinning, I will take my Roberta. It packs nice. And especially when Mom was still alive, I took it down there because she was always interested. I would talk to her about it and everything, but she didn't really ever see my big spinning wheels. I just took my little ones. I took the little electric one, the eel, and I took the Roberta. Oh, there's a chunk I don't want. Don't want you in there. All right. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to cough in your ear there. Last little strip here. Probably spun an ounce. I could weigh it real quick. I am using my scale as a holder of things instead of a scale. There's still a lot of fiber here. Hey, see, we're out here. What's wrong with you? Is there something in there? Huh. My scale was not zeroing. There it goes. Now it is. Oh, am I on grams? Yes, I'm on grams. This turned out to be complicated. Where do I change it? There we go. There's ounces. Okay. Yep. Oh, 6 ounces. I spun 2 ounces. How about that? About an ounce an hour. Not bad. That's, yeah. Considering I took a few breaks, too. Alright. That's pretty good. Told you it was easy spinning. Speedy. It's well prepped fiber. It's really nice. Alright, I'm going to, for the moment, just stick with what my 2 times a week schedule. I will let you know through Discord or at the next one if I decide to add more. I'm thinking about it. As soon as I start adding days of the week, then hubby starts like, well, we gotta go do this, we gotta go do this, we gotta, you know, I have to drive in, so, you know, I wouldn't mind. days streaming. Let's go closer here. There we go. But as I continue to feel better, I'm sure I'm going to start other projects too, so I like having the time for that. I gotta do our taxes. Oof. That's one thing I gotta do. Oh, you graduated while I was gone. 98% on your paper, A in the class, and a GPA of 4.0. Yay! Good going, Mass Bandit. Oh, that is awesome. I am so glad that is done for you. Doesn't that feel good? I'm really, really proud of you. All right. It has been a little slow getting back into the stream of things, to pardon my pun, but felt good. I will put this fiber in a little bag here with its label. Let's get rid of the staple. Does this have what I paid for this on here? I don't think it does. Oh well. When's the party? You haven't figured that out yet? Well, good. I hope you do have fun. Alright, gang. I am going to head out. I will be back Wednesday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. Unless something like the Creek Rising happens or whatever. Oh, I had Saturday. Okay. That'll be fun. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Stay well. Unlike me. '30th. 30th what? I know you don't mean birthday. Oh, the 30th is the date. Okay, got it. Got it. I will, Veggie. Heart to you too. Everybody, take care. Talk to you later. Bye.